Hey Tube, so I was at AOA leading this group with the Infidel Jeepers of Maryland, and this is Trail 14. There was some questions on Facebook about it. So anyway, so this is Trail 14. It leads into Renee's Hill. I sped it up a little bit, obviously, because we don't want to be looking at the screen the whole time. But anyway, so you have Trail 14 here, and then you make like the left, and then that will throw us on Renee's Hill, and the whole group is going to go down Renee's Hill. So this is the entrance right here that will get you to this area. So when you get over here, the trail splits, and to the left up here is Renee's Hill, and then if you go down Renee's Hill maybe 15 feet to the left there is Zach's Bender, and then to the right here, like if I was to go straight there, that is the entrance to SOB. And you can see the big white sign there that says Renee's Hill. I'm backing up to get out of the way so that other groups can go around me and I'll spot them down the hill. Hey guys, so this is Renee's Hill. This is the top of it. Right now there's only really one main obstacle on Renee's Hill, and I'm basically standing on it. There is a arrowhead kind of shaped rock that jetties out from the SOB side, and SOB would be behind me, and then Zach's Bender would be in front of me, where the dirt is or whatever, kind of going off to another trail. That's Zach's Bender, and then 14 is above us, where you can see people walking around up there. So anyway,
looking good.
There's only really one major obstacle to worry about on Renee's Hill when you're going down it, and I'm basically standing on it. So I'm just going to give spotting to the whole group to make sure that people really don't, run their Jeep into this arrowhead.
You're going to drop on the side a little bit. Looking good, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. You're past it. Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, so basically what happened is at the very last second, his bumper, barely, touched that rock. When I say barely, there's no visible damage at all. It just barely touched it. So this gives you an idea how loose the terrain is on Renee's Hill. You can see that his wheels are kind of sliding out from under him in different sections. So the next video that we do, that we post, will be videos of us going up Renee's Hill, and obviously going up Renee's Hill is significantly more challenging than going down it.
Driver! Yep.
Hey, so the next vehicle going down is going to be an XJ. It's going to be, the station wagon model. And we say that belovedly because XJs are awesome. And, they always have a different attitude. It's more send it, I don't really care if I have any damage, where the Wrangler drivers are typically a little more protected. And I have a Wrangler, so, I fit in that crowd too. So here is the footage of an XJ that's completely open doing the same thing. And he'll also be going up Renee's Hill in the next video.
Whoa.
So basically, he's very off camber on this side, and as you can see, it's going to try to push him into the obstacle.
You're good.
And you're about to see the obstacle in a second or two. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see this kind of rock that's jetting out. And it's just right in the wrong position. It's right there. There it is. There's an obstacle that everybody's trying to get around. And as you can see, because it's off camber, it pushes you into that obstacle, and nobody really wants to have that obstacle in their door. So now that you can see the back of his vehicle, and now that you can see his license plate, that obviously isn't there, you can kind of see the difference between most of the XJ drivers and the Wrangler drivers. The XJ drivers typically trailer their vehicle in, and they usually have like a big pickup truck. That's just sort of typical of an XJ driver. There are XJ drivers that do use their XJ as a daily driver, but most of the XJs that I see on the trails are just dedicated trail rigs. They don't even bother to care if their taillights are working or whatever. He just happens to have one working like awesome, but a lot of the XJs the taillights are like optional, and actually the doors are optional too on a lot of XJs that I've seen. And so when you go down these steep hill climbs and stuff, the trick is basically you just put it in a low gear, like in like 1, let's say, and then if you have hill descent, you hit the hill descent button on your Jeep, and then you let the gears help slow you down, and you try to stay off the brakes as much as you can. But obviously, if you feel like you need a brake, then you hit the brake pedal. The next Jeep that we're gonna have go down is gonna be Grimlock. Grimlock is Phil from a mechanic at Joe's Jeep Jungle. If anybody goes to the shop, this is one of the vehicles that is bannered for that shop. But we're all Infidel Jeepers Maryland. So there's a bunch of different things I'd like to point out here. So first off, you're going to see a good example of why you disconnect your sway bar and what articulation does. So he's going to take the same line that the XJ took, and you see that his vehicle is basically stationary at the top. It's not really too far off canter, and he's as far over as he can be. Yeah, and for the most part, what you're going to see is basically just the tire just drops down a little bit further, and he ends up sliding into that rock, and that right there is really what we are scared of, like sliding into that rock and actually having it hit. And everybody kind of slides over, but if you didn't notice, his vehicle, because I had all that articulation and everything, and it wasn't all the way maxed out. You'll see like amazing videos of people maxed out, but that's what disconnecting the sway bar does for you, and it gives us you have more articulation, so you don't have as much sway where the vehicle wants to go like left and right as much, or you don't feel as off canter as they call it. And that was like a good example if you compare the two vehicles. I'm pretty sure the XJ was not disconnected, and you'll see that he was. So Lisa was still up here with me shooting a video also. She's standing next to me, and so we're both going to jump in my Jeep, and then we'll do in-cab video of us going down in my Jeep with no spotting, obviously. So we'll just do our best to not hit the rock without anybody watching.
There's the one. Close it. Call him on the phone. Hey, can you come up and spot me? He'll be like, son of a bitch, like I don't have to climb a hill. He would. I know he would, but.
Oh yeah. He's I know I was able to do Crawler's Ridge. I was just having I kept getting caught on a rock, and I was getting anxiety, and I was about to just say, all right, you do it.
Yeah.
And my trail guide would have yelled and told me to get back in the Jeep.
Yeah.
He's like, you're driving, get in the Jeep.
Yep.
But he just got out and he was like, you're fine.
That's the spot where everybody slides.
Yeah.
But you don't actually slide to the rock. You feel like you did, but you're a foot away from the rock, and then you slide and you're 3 inches from the rock. But because you slid 9 inches, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna hit the rock.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, and this is no pedals.
That's the thing, he, it just, I feel like I'm holding the brake more than hitting the gas, because it just climbs with the Rubicon transfer case.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, it's just steering. That's all, just first gear. Steering.
I couldn't imagine doing this though in a manual.
Yeah.
I love a manual, but
everybody thinks manual is the hair on the chest or something, but for off-roading, it's all about automatics. It's one less thing you want to have to mess with.
Yeah.
I've seen so many trails and stuff where somebody had like a manual and like they were a really good driver, but they kept stalling out like because they had to like shift at a certain point. And it was like
Well, that was
on a hill or something.
when we did Crawler's Ridge. The one girl, she just kept stalling out, and so I was like, damn.
Wow. There's a Can-Am door there that's like ripped in half.
Oh shit.
That's why they're not supposed to be in the blues.
How'd you get back to camp?
I don't know.